Hi, this is Kenneth Johnson, Kenny to my friends and family, and I've come back to my old haunt here at Universal Studios on the 25th of March 2003 to tell you probably more than you ever wanted to know about the Incredible Hulk pilot that we made 25 years ago. I was interested in setting up a tone immediately at the beginning of the picture. You can hear the sound effects sort of low and growly and thunderous under here, put together by Kyle Wright, my master sound effects editor. And then this title card, which is something that was rarely seen in television in those days, or ever, to sort of set up a unique opening to the piece. And we go from dark to light here as we introduce the color yellow, which sort of has become our a thematic color for Laura Banner, played by Lara Parker. Laura did Dark Shadows, later Battlestar Galactica and The Fall Guy. In this montage, I was anxious to set up a really warm, loving relationship between Laura and her husband, David. Again, yellow, you see. The color of warmth, the color of the sun, became our thematic color that Chuck Davis, the production designer, and Howard Schwartz and I decided to use. Howard was the DP. The film here is a little undercranked, a little silent movie treatment to try to make it a little funnier, and we shot all these on the very first day of filming, which was May the 23rd of 1977, on the back lot at Universal, and later on stage 24 here at the studio. Little vignette moments that were very difficult for Lara Parker because she had to, sort of jump into the middle of a scene as she did there, where she's suddenly crying and upset. But I was anxious to show that they had a relationship that was good, but he could be a little pissy too, as you could see a little snipping back at her there. And here's where we get his name the first time, David Banner. In the comic book that Stan Lee created, my good friend Stan Lee, he was of course Bruce Banner. Stan was puzzled as to why I changed his name, and we'll get into that down the road. First establishing shot of their bed, which plays in later on, and the first establishing shot of bell bottoms. Oh my God. A little snow on the back lot at Universal on that first day, all fake snow, of course, put together by Carlin Corvaya, my special effects guys, and Greg Jensen. And again, warmth and comfort. And again, the bed, the yellow comforter there, a gift to my wife Susie and myself. I said, gee, that's a perfect color, and I pulled it out of the house and took it to the studio to use. And again, she's in the yellow dress, walking through yellow flowers, warmth, and again, sort of sunlight. And then we get to this piece, which was filmed out at Pico Canyon in Valencia. The car is sort of looming. I dug a hole and buried the camera here so the car could sort of be looming and give us a sense of ominousness as it sort of drives over the top of it. And this final moment before their idyllic relationship is over. It was very important to set this up and the love and affection that he felt for her because of what was to come. This rollover was filmed out at Pico Canyon also. David and Lara bouncing inside the car, doing a little weightless acting for me there that I could cut in with what went on. We had to pull that car door open with a cable so that I could get the sense that he had somehow been thrown out of it. This was sort of in an era prior to seatbelt laws and that sort of thing. Again, the yellow, look at the yellow flowers. And we've dropped into slow motion here too. We're going about 48 frames a second, which gives us just a bit of slow motion as Bix tries desperately to save her. And this becomes, of course, the piece that drives his obsession and his determination to understand why he couldn't turn this car over when in similar circumstances other people had been able to. Joe Harnell's music started with their little love theme and then grows into this really wailing piece. These quick flashback cutaways here, like right there, if you look at them carefully frame by frame, you'll see that there are frames of white and red around them to emphasize it. 3 cuts, close, medium, and then wide, back to the bed that we've seen before, only now he's in it alone. And as often happens with people who lose a spouse, he's still sleeping on his side of the bed. The yellow lamp in the background, sort of the only last lingering touch of Laura. and Joe's solo piano, which became so instrumental in the creation of the pathos of Dr. David Banner. Already beginning to pick up the end of the love theme here. This was the second day of filming, and Bix was already deeply into the character and a wonderful actor. He was my first and only choice to play the lead. And now we're on the 25th of May, 77, up at California Institute of the Arts in Valencia, or on our movie, the Culver Institute, Culver being my middle name, and the introduction of Susan Sullivan.
This is it?
That's it.
Oh, good grief. I carry this around for a while.
And this is Jake Mitchell, who later became Hingle in Hill Street Blues.
Oh, Jerry, I always knew I liked you. Hey, why don't you run away with me to Acapulco?
Oh, well, how about someplace more exotic?
Suze was an ideal choice for this. I wanted a woman who was intelligent, who we believed was a research scientist, and at the same time was attractive and could create a spark. She had started on Another World as a soap actress back in the 60s, and then worked her way up into a number of feature roles and such by the time we were lucky enough to get her to come on board. Ben here is being played by Charles Siebert, who is also a soap actor. He was on As the World Turns and Matlock. And this is an interesting shot here, too. It's a dolly shot at Cal Arts. My dolly grip, Mike Mandel, pulling Rick Neff, our camera operator, along.